get control. He's going to want that clinch. That is where Randy's good. Dirty boxing, clinching, keeping Vitor tight so he cannot use his great boxing ability.
This is exactly where we were at the same time in the first bout.
You're absolutely right.
So it really is like a continuation.
Just pick it up where we left off, minus a cut under the eye. And again, we say continuation, but give no disrespect to Vitor. And Vitor can take any doubts out of anybody's mind tonight if he is victorious.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, it was not his fault that Randy got cut. I mean, he threw a punch, he was trying to knock him out. Now, I always like it when people call it a lucky punch. There's no such thing. If someone wants to punch you and does punch you, that's not a lucky punch. But it was an unfortunate punch for the fans and for Randy.
Vitor debuted in the UFC at 19 years old. Fought Randy when he was just 22.
Not much going on so far. Just got a jockeying for position inside against the fence. Randy's looking to get a better placement here.
Well, Randy's idea is to break down Vitor mentally. And that is by controlling him in the way that Randy controlled Tito Ortiz for 5 rounds.
He's got double underhooks.
He's going to look for the takedown.
It's very difficult to stop Randy from taking you down once he gets his position. Okay, he's not enough to underhook. He's got overhook on one side. He's got one underhook on the left side.
He may look for that leg sweep that he used against Tito Ortiz so often. And that's what Randy does. He continues to press and press and press. They're going to break it up because there was nothing happening, and they'll use the hands again. Couture in the white trunks, Belfort in the black trunks. And Couture locks up again. Randy also feels that if it gets into the later rounds that even though Vitor's in great conditioning, he thinks his conditioning may be better. Vitor said coming in, Joey's never had a training camp atmosphere like this before. And he really does feel like he's more confident physically and mentally than he's ever been in his life.
Well, Big Bear's an excellent place to train. A lot of the top guys go there for big bouts. It's high altitude, so your body produces more oxygen, more blood, and can process more oxygen. And it's a good place to get away because there's nothing up there. But then again, Randy lives in Oregon. There's nothing up there anyway.
You got that right.
Good punch inside.
Eddie Bravo with us tonight for the main event. He will score the bout along with our judges and our fans at home.
Very uneventful so far. Just Randy pushing Vitor up against the fence. Vitor defending. Good knee inside by Randy. All right, now it looks like Randy might have double underhooks here.
Don't forget the UFC DVDs now at Blockbuster. Ultimate Knockouts 1 and 2, UFC 43, 44, 45, and 46. UFC 47 into the month. 48 in October, 49 and Ultimate Knockouts 3 coming your way in December. UFC DVDs distributed by Studio Works Entertainment.
All this is here is Randy trying to get good arm positioning to secure some sort of a takedown. Trying to get his lock on the body, and Vitor just, oh, he's got him down.
There it is. He waited exactly as you said to get the position to take him down.
Now this is Randy Couture's world.
And he's got the advantage of having him on the fence, Joe.
Absolutely. He loved but Vitor standing up here.
Randy trying to overwhelm Vitor here in this position. Vitor did a nice job.
Randy is so strong. It's so difficult to get up once that guy's got you down. I mean, you saw Tito was just helpless in that fight. And we've never seen Tito like that before. Tito's a brutally strong guy. And Randy just controlled him on the ground. The same thing with Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell has always been able to get up with other guys. When Randy got him down, his takedown defense, he just couldn't stay up.
And this will wear your opponent down.
The Chuck Liddell fight is an excellent example of that, because Chuck is probably the hardest guy in the world to keep on his back. And Randy managed to do that and actually finish the fight there. What is this position?
Final seconds of round 1.
I don't know what Vitor's doing here. He's just kind of holding on.
Trying to spin, block the punches. Vitor pressed against the fence, doing a nice job not letting Randy inflict any damage in that position, but Randy clearly wins round 1 based solely on control.
We're going to take a look at something now that's a little disturbing from the first round with Vitor Belfort once they got in the clinch. Let's take a look at this replay. I mean, look at this replay. Once Randy's got Vitor against the fence, Vitor's left hand, he shoves his fingers into Randy's eye. You see that right there? It wasn't for a long period of time, but he definitely did it, whether or not it was intentional. Now let's take a look at the takedown here. Randy had been struggling for control, finally got him in a good position, takes him to the ground.
Put him on his back. He wants to go. He's tired.
Eddie Bravo, how do you score the first round?
I got a 10-9, 10-9, Randy Couture over Vitor Belfort. Not much happening at all in that first round. Randy did control Vitor, did have him against the fence most of the fight, did get the takedown, but really not much happening in that first round. But still, Randy 10-9.
Eddie, thank you very much. Eddie Bravo with us in the broadcast position. Second round set to begin. This championship fight is scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Couture comes in and closes the gap quickly again.
Yeah, he just does not let Vitor get his hands free. Well, I see some blood. Someone's bleeding. It looks like Vitor.
It's Vitor above the right eye, and it might have been the shoulder of Randy Couture as he went in to close the distance. He might have caught him with the shoulder there.
That's a lot of blood.
A lot of blood. But you get the adrenaline, you've got your head pumping. It's going to bleed a lot. Even though it may not be a bad cut, it's going to bleed a lot, Joe. You know that.
Any cut in the head, the forehead, the eyeball area, anywhere around the eyebrow, that bleeds bad.
But it may have very well been when Randy came in with the shoulder to try to get the clinch position. Maybe that's part of the breaking down of Vitor Belfort.
You know what? It looks like I've been told that it's a headbutt that caused it. And we're going to take a look at that in between rounds.
Looking to sweep that foot like he did with Tito.
Randy again, same position. He's trying to control Vitor's body. Randy's done an excellent job of pretty much nullifying Vitor's striking skills.
I was going to say Vitor has not been able to impose any of his game plan on Randy at this point.
Now again, this is all Randy's game. Like you've seen the last two outings of Randy in the UFC in the 205-pound weight division. He just basically dominates, gets in control, takes him to the ground, imposes his will. This is Randy Couture's game.
This is what he did in '97 to a younger Vitor Belfort.
And he believes that Vitor has not forgot that. And you know what? If he did forget it, he's remembering it right now.
It's going to be fresh on his memory, at least so far. What can Vitor do to turn the tide here, Joe?
You know what? He's got to figure out a way to stop Randy from punching when he's on top. He's got to be able to control Randy's upper body, which he's not doing right now. He's got to really pull the head down, tie up the arms. And Vitor's best option is to get to his feet. He's got to figure out a way to somehow either sweep Randy or get up and get to his feet and get out of there and utilize his best weapons, which are his boxing skills.
What a spectacular night we've had at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. For all the recaps, all the information on the DVDs available, the new release of the CDs in a couple of days, UFC.tv. Find out more on the new UFC soundtrack, Ultimate Beatdowns Volume 1 Metal, which is going to be released in 3 days, August 24th. Metal Powerhouse's Slayer, Hatebreed, Damage Plan, much more. UFC soundtrack, Ultimate Beatdowns Volume 1 Metal. All the information is at UFC.tv.
Big punches inside. Vitor is not doing such a good job at defending these. He's taking some heavy shots in there by Randy, this is basically a fight where Randy's just controlling his body. Randy's on his knees, and he's landing some heavy punches, and Vitor doing nothing to defend himself.
Feel the crowd's anticipation of Randy attempting to push the pace a bit, Joe.
Well, I think they also see all the blood, too. I mean, Randy's white shorts now are covered in Vitor's blood. Vitor has taken that one cut. It looked like he was opened up by a headbutt, and now it looks nasty. There's blood everywhere. These guys are soaked.
You know, the old adage is one day at some time, as McCarthy is going to have the doctors check the cut over Vitor Belfort's eye. The old adage is one day at one time, you lose the fight to Father Time. It happened to Muhammad Ali. It happened to Sugar Ray Leonard. It hasn't seemed to happen at all to 41-year-old Randy Couture.
Well, this is a different kind of fighting, and it's a different skill set. We're going to go to the replay here, and we'll take a look at this headbutt real quick. Bang. That's where the cut started.
Unintentional, I think we should know.
Absolutely. And look at the blood spurt out. You see it immediately. So that's what caused that. Oh, look at this. They're starting them back in the same position. Excellent.
That is outstanding.
That's exactly how it should be done, and now they're back.
So they start the fight back in the same position when they stopped it to check the cut. That is an excellent move by John McCarthy.
Absolutely, and we got that after the Genki Sudo Dwayne Ludwig bout, which when they started them up after a cut, they started them back on their feet, and it was a very clear advantage for Dwayne Ludwig, and he wound up winning the fight by close decision. This is a much more realistic way to continue the bout, and it's continuing exactly as it was before, with Randy imposing himself on Vitor. Oh! Vitor swings up for an armbar.
Randy avoided it, though, quickly. Vitor went for the submission. Randy avoided it. Randy's never been submitted.
Actually, he has.
Well, in the UFC. The point I was going to make in the UFC, Joe. He's never been submitted in the UFC.
Not in the UFC, but he was submitted by armbar, by Enson Inoue.
Yep, you're right.
He was guillotined by Valentine Overeem.
Right inside the eye over here.
Vitor is bleeding all over the place. Look at that cut. Dr. Cutman's working on it right now in between rounds, as he takes advice in Portuguese from Leo Vieira.
Well, remember that it was a huge cut over the eye of Marvin Eastman, which forced a stoppage, and that was Vitor Belfort who opened that cut over Eastman. The cutmen here are awesome, though.
Absolutely.
Eddie Bravo, second round. Your thoughts?
Another 10-9 round for Randy. He's starting to completely take over. He's imposing his will. He's smothering all of Vitor's offense. And I don't think this fight's going to last very much longer.
Tito Ortiz. I have no idea what he has in his hands. Vitor up and ready to go. Couture undamaged through 10 minutes.
He still looks fresh.
The shorts of Randy Couture are drenched in Vitor Belfort's blood. Look at that. But we fight on.
Vitor's got his hands down. I don't know what this is all about.
Now, this is about taunting. This is about trying to bring Randy in and firing a big left, but he can't do it.
Can't get Randy Couture with one shot. Back to the ground again. Same position. Randy is just so dominant. He's such a world-class wrestler.
Right in front of our vantage point, Joe. Gets his head out from underneath the left arm of Vitor Belfort. No choke going to happen there. Vitor didn't have any control down low.
This is the same position we keep seeing him in. Vitor with his back pressed up against the fence, Randy on his knees, smashing Vitor in the face.
We've seen Randy in many fights in this fashion, getting side control on the fence of someone and then hammering away. And you bring up a good point. He had been submitted in non-UFC fights. Only time he's lost in the UFC was to the bigger men, Rodriguez and Barnett.
Oh, it's part of a learning process.
Absolutely.
Everyone, he came from a world-class grappling background, but not a submission background. And you get caught. Vitor, meanwhile, is bleeding really badly. Look right in front of us. I mean, this is just bad. There's a lot of blood. And he's taking some heavy shots. And went for an armbar again.
Went for the armbar again. Vitor twice has gone for the armbar. Randy has twice avoided the attempted submission.
Vitor, to his credit, is still dangerous despite taking a beating.
I literally, as they are in front of our vantage point, Joe, I literally just looked down on my notes and I have blood on my notes from Vitor Belfort.
Yeah, it's getting messy in there.
Wow.
I don't know how much longer Vitor can take this. Randy's basically pinning him down. Vitor's bleeding bad. Look at that now.
You know what? Let's give Vitor some credit. He is showing some tremendous heart.
Absolutely.
And guts right here to continue to try to battle.
And he is still dangerous.
No, there's no question about it.
Throwing up those legs, looking for a submission. And if Randy makes a mistake and gets careless, he could still get caught in something.
And keep in mind the blood is from the cut that was open in just that cut, but it's just the adrenaline, Joe, that causes it to go so profusely. So it's not in any way excessive right now in terms of the injury, just in terms of the blood itself.
You see, Big John McCarthy say once again, Vitor can't kick up from the ground. He can't kick to the head. when he's on his back. The down fighter can't be kicked in the head, and he can't kick in the head. Dan Henderson from Randy Couture's corner just yelled out, elbow!
And there it is. Elbow, forearm. McCarthy telling Vitor to let go of the fence. That one really connected.
Vitor is getting beat down.
Randy Couture dominant here in round 3. This is absolutely vintage Randy the Natural Couture.
And Randy is in Vitor's guard doing all this damage.
The most decorated champion in UFC history.
Vitor's guard is pretty much useless here right now. Randy's just punishing him from inside of it. He's not holding Randy's upper body down. He's not stopping him from raising up and punching. So his guard is not even really defending him here.
So are we well on our way to a rematch of Liddell and Couture for now, instead of an interim light heavyweight title, the true light heavyweight title? I will never say anything is over till it is, but certainly that path seems to be being traveled by Couture now.
It looks like it. I don't know how much longer the doctor can allow this to continue. There's a lot of blood. It looks nasty.
1 minute remains in round 3.
But again, to Vitor's credit, he's hanging in there and he's still fighting, but he's allowing Randy to raise up. See, when Randy raises up, he's got no control over Randy's body.
Randy made an interesting point coming into this fight because of the fluke, if you will, getting cut the last time. He said, you know what, as I look at this fight with Vitor, I'm going to fight with my feet planted. And that is what he didn't want to do. He didn't want to kick, and he wanted to stay on the ground, and he's run out his game plan to perfection right now.
Well, he's always got a great game plan for fights. It's one of the things about him that makes him so successful. He really breaks things down and analyzes other performances, past performances of the guy he's going to fight. Oh, there's blood all over the camera now. And he always develops an excellent game plan with his team over at Team Quest. I mean, when does this guy slow down? 41 years old.
I have no idea.
Just dominant. And again, I was saying before when we showed the replay, the set of skills that you have in mixed martial arts is very different than the set of skills you have in boxing. Boxing is much more dependent on reflexes and youth. You can compete much longer at a later age and be very successful in mixed martial arts. It's not merely reaction time and physical speed and skill. There's so many other things that are involved. And strength. And strength is the last thing to lose. Randy Couture is obviously an incredibly strong man at the age of 41.
And you speak of that, Joe, and I think it illustrates more perfectly why a man who uses his strength and control like Randy Couture can be more successful in later years than perhaps a younger fighter who was more about explosiveness, a Baroni or a Belfort.
Yes, or an Orlovsky, a striker.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. Randy Couture is all about imposing his game, which is Greco-Roman wrestling.
Eddie Bravo, round 3.
Another 10-9 round for Randy Couture. This fight doesn't look like it's going to last much longer. I mean, there's blood everywhere. To Vitor's credit, he is trying some arm bars from the guard. He is trying to pull it out, but he really is going to need a miracle from God to pull this one out.
Well, he believes in miracles. Randy's shorts even more drenched with his opponent's blood. Here as we get set for round number 4. That shot right there defines Warrior.
Absolutely.
It's all over.
That's it.
Randy Couture is once again the light heavyweight champion.